Anyways, let's do an Eve greed run. I think the YouTube viewers saw a greed run for the last video, but I'm actually enjoying the mode. This is the seed, by the way, HXVK2E09. It's weird to say that I'm actually enjoying greed mode, because normally I talk trash upon this mode, but I think because I don't have greedier unlocked, I'm actually enjoying, the old, like, World Trade Center sprite for clicker. I don't think I want to change characters here. I think I'd rather just buy a key and have that be it. The trinket and the HP could be good, but I also don't think it's going to be necessary. And the Two of Hearts card, though, is actually really impressive, because we can then, if we want to, play a bit riskier, be at 1 heart, and if we get hit, pop the Two of Hearts and still be Horror Babylon, but have a little bit more HP to work with. So I'm going to save that for as long as I can, because Afterbirth plus greed mode can telefrag you. I don't want to be in a spot where we have like 1 heart left and then get telefragged, so I just want to save this for the longest that I can and keep myself safe in what could be another unfair death in this series. But yeah, I've actually done a lot since I streamed Isaac last, and a lot of that revolves around, again, would you believe it, watching a bunch of movies, but I'm not going to spend 3 episodes talking about different. I'm going to just talk about every single movie in a single episode, and I'm going to reserve, starting next floor, that's my new goal. We're going to only talk about 1 movie per floor and finish off the 3 that I've watched. That was an interesting Two of Hearts pop right there, but I'm playing like a fool for my first run of the day, or I guess technically week as well. But okay. Yeah, we're getting crowded in here. Even playing as Eve, who has a, decent stats, I feel like we're getting overran pretty easily. The extra tier rate from Blue Cap is pretty nice, but the 3 films that I ended up watching this past weekend were Good Will Hunting, and then I went to the theaters and I saw Sisu, which is a fairly new movie in America. I think it's been in Finnish theaters for like a month or so, but we just got it here in America, so I went to go see that, and then I watched last night A Beautiful Mind, which I'd seen parts of in like psychology in college before, but I hadn't ever sat down to watch the full thing. I will say that one wasn't my favorite that I watched, but again, we'll touch on that later. I'm gonna bomb. I don't want clicker. I've decided no more. Lucky Toe. Okay. Money's great. Secret room can't be there. I'm just gonna buy the extra key and open up the golden chest, and I'm going to do this as well. I'm going to take half a heart, I'm going to buy a soul heart so we have the extra damage, and we're going to rock with that. Oh, that's, it was misaligned. This is the old Infamy sprite where it's not centered on the pedestal at all, but that's a really good find for first floor. That's going to probably save us at least like 3 or 4 hearts of hits throughout the entire run. That's really, really, really good. Please be a good Infamy, though, and actually proc. I've had runs where it just never works at all. And our luck stat is neutral, so it shouldn't be weighted one way or the other. I don't think Infamy works off of luck anyways, but if it does, please be good to me. But I watched those, and I also watched the Peacemaker TV show, because I had some comments telling me on an older Isaac video where I was trash-talking James Gunn that I should watch Peacemaker, and it will change my perception of him. And I don't know. I mean, it did. I gotta sneeze. One more? Are we good? Some bless yous, please. I think I'm good. No, this is not a DDD bod. DDD is trash. He's only a good character in Kirby games. Everything else, I hate him. Thank you for the. I'm crying now. Thank you for the bless yous. But I got word that Peacemaker would change my perception of James Gunn. I do think higher of him as a director now, but I can't say I'm still fully convinced that I like James Gunn. I don't know. It was a mixed bag of a TV show that I think the finale was bad, but I pretty much enjoyed everything else, and I really enjoyed John Cena, which caught me by surprise. But I'll talk about that fully next run, I think. For now, we're gonna kill Envy, get hopefully a nice meaty 2-heart devil deal, and then have a free win. Because right now with 1 Soul Heart, we can kind of pummel through a lot of the early game. We're going to have a really good tier rate thanks to Blue Cap and high damage to Horror Babylon. So we have a lot of stats to work with. It's not affected by luck? Okay, well then I guess we're sitting at a base chance the entire run. Don't rotate on me. This is not what I wanted to see. This could mean angel deals, though. And Lump of Coal, or even Krampus's head would be kind of cool to get. We didn't get it, but that would have been a good item for greed mode, I think, for clearing out waves. So you know what? Maybe Krampus isn't all that bad, and we can finally talk about the first movie that I watched, which was Good Will Hunting, which, to preface this, I'm going to give no major spoilers, but I did give it a 5 out of 5 stars on my Letterboxd. So it was a pretty good movie. And you know it's good because Desi also enjoyed it. And when me and Desi both think of film as like a 5 out of 5, it's a really... I think it's got to be a really good movie. We have very different tastes in... Oh my god, we are going to be balling. We have very different tastes in media. Sorry, my nose is now very runny because of that. I think my glasses are making it worse. I cut onions with those glasses on a couple days ago, and I think the onion fluid has now condensed onto the glasses, making me cry and sneeze and piss whenever I put those things on. So maybe just taking the glasses off will do me some good. But it's a really good movie. Written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and also Robin Williams. It's more of like an emotional movie. It's about a kid who is a kind of like a deadbeat teenager, and he is also a secret genius and is really, really good at math. And it's about everybody in his life trying to push him to accept that greatness and to be the best version that he can, because maybe everybody else isn't as good as him, but all he wants to do is kind of just wallow and be lazy and just kind of live his life in minor key, you could say. And first off, I mean, Robin Williams himself is just like always going to be good, and no matter if the movie is bad, he will always be a shining star, and he outdid himself in this movie. He plays a psychologist that's trying to urge Mr. Will Hunting to better himself. And he is also, you know, has a little bit of trauma in his life as well that he has to cope with throughout the movie. Ben Affleck plays Will Hunting's best friend, who is kind of an asshole, but, like, is a loyal friend. You know, they're best friends, but he, you know, has to keep Will from being like him, you know, someone just gonna work a blue-collar job his entire life and never really amount to much. His words, not mine. You know, you can do whatever you want as a job and be successful, but he thinks he's stuck in, you know, as a blue-collar construction worker, and really wants Will to leave, you know, Southie and go explore the world. The dynamic between Will's friend group, despite we only really see like them as a group in I would say like a good 6 of the movie, but when they're together, like all 4 of his friends, they're very charismatic. They're very like believable. Like it could just be a bunch of college dudes hanging out. It's a college age movie, by the way. It's not like it's, you know, high school or elementary school, a 5-year-old who goes to psychology. It's not like that. Oh great, a devil deal. That's fine. I guess I could use the HP, but I was looking for items. Preferably. We can actually bomb these now. And we get not really what I wanted. I'm going to spend some money here. Okay, really good. Because we can use the HP. This gives us... Don't pay out yet. Don't do it. Okay, thank you. You are really giving me all these good one-hits. Bad trip. One makes you larger, and puberty. I'm gonna go deeper, because we have a lot of HP right now. Alright. That's fine. That was a terrible conversion, but I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Either way, the movie is really emotional, and although it may seem kind of... I can't really give it any complaints. Like, everything about the movie was stellar. It was shot well. Good acting, like really good soundtrack. A lot of Elliott Smith on the soundtrack, which was a pleasant surprise to a guy like me. And that's my time slot for that movie. So moving on to the next one that I watched, which was Sisu, which, holy shit, it's in theaters right now across America. I recommend the movie. I didn't give it the highest score. I gave it like a 3.5 to a 4 out of 5 stars, which is better than it's a good to great movie. It's the same studio who made John Wick, which is very apparent when you watch it. It feels like John Wick and the Northman had a baby, and it was a badass baby who could kick ass at the age of like 2. And although there wasn't much to say, there wasn't much of a story. The story is in the trailer. It's not a big spoiler to tell you the story. It takes place in 1944 Poland at the end of World War II, and this retired Finnish general is out mining for gold in the middle of nowhere, and he finds a bunch of gold. And he has to walk this gold by foot back to civilization through Nazi territory. And it's, you know, just your classic killing Nazis, which is a great premise always. Killing Nazis works for any character. It's a Nazi killing, over-the-top action extravaganza. This is, I guess, a minor spoiler, but there is a scene where they're kind of having this underwater, like, fist fight with knives and shit, and he does something so badass that I can't even begin to explain the theater's reaction. It was a packed theater for it. And when he did this shit, everybody was like gasped. They were like, oh my fucking god. Like, it came out of left field. It kind of felt like a ripoff for a bit. It was like, it's just over the top, funny action with a serious premise. And it felt a little bit derivative of John Wick, where he was explosions, you know, there's a lot of gunfire, a lot of just like really gruesome kills. And then the underwater scene happens, and I think that's when you kind of get, or you see the movie's own identity. It comes into its own, and you're kind of like, okay, I get the appeal now. I understand what they're going for, and it works really, really well. The final fight he gets into also has a really cool ending, where you know it's coming the entire fight. You're just waiting for it to happen, watching the main character get pummeled until he can get the upper hand, and it's really satisfying. And surprisingly, Desi, who did not like the Northman at all, and did not like John Wick 4 that much, thought Sisu was great. So it must have had the perfect balance of like really stoic revenge story accompanied by really funny action. So it's, if you're not a big fan of action, gruesome movies like that, this one might work for you, because it worked for Desi, who hates that stuff. There were a couple of scenes where I had to look away. This is a really bad item in this version of the game. I had to shield my eyes. It was just like it was too much for me. I get squeamish with blood sometimes. And there was a scene where he's like stitching himself up and with like a metal coil. And I had to look away because I could physically just not handle what was going on. It was definitely very abrasive. But it was pretty, help me, it was pretty good. I think I could see myself putting it to a 4. My only issue with it was very like revisionist, because obviously Finland in World War II sided with Germany, and to kind of frame themselves as like the victim of the Nazis is a little bit dumb, seeing as they were on the same side as those Nazis. So it's definitely Finnish propaganda, but in like the best possible way. So I can understand why the movie got made. But I enjoyed it regardless of its you know, implications in that department, I would say. It's like our first Angel deal ever. And it's dog shit. This game hates me. I get good things that don't last. Ooh, that's me. That's my body. I can't see my character. I didn't know how far away I was at first. But that ends off my review of Sisu. I think it's worth your time to go see. There's not much else in theaters that I think I would like to see besides maybe the new Beau is Afraid. But I have nobody to see that with because Desi is not that interested in it. So I have not gone to see Beau is Afraid yet. This sucks. Wait, no, it doesn't suck. We're fine. This once again sucks. What is with the pills? What is with all of these pills? And they're all, like, bad. Okay. Let's get a key. We're going to have a little bit less damage for this floor, but that's okay. I would like to get rid of my... Ooh, that's really good in this version of the game. Okay. Yes. I can't add it in AB Plus because a lot of mods are updated from that version, but when I get to Repentance, I can put it back. I won't have it in this version, though, because I'm not allowed to install mods on an older version of the game. Maybe I can, but I don't want to go through the effort of installing and then uninstalling that version, deleting my mods folder when I update back to Repentance. It's a whole process I don't really want to get into. But in Repentance, I will install the quality of life mods back, because I do miss having Good Trip. I do miss having EID and a bunch of other things. Oh, okay. Okay. You can tell our damage is complete shit now. Like, it's not really doing much. We only have 4 damage. The funny number of damage. I would like to get my Whore of Babylon back, if possible. I would need a Demon Beggar for that. Or maybe I can get a 2-heart Devil Deal here. That would be, like, the best case scenario. I need a 3-heart deal now. I like having the extra HP because we are already out of Whore of Babylon, but I'm just going to keep the strength card for Ultra Greed, and I'm just going to try to stick with my low damage as long as I can. And then the final movie I watched, which I guess I'll just review until the final boss fight because it's a longer movie. Sisu was like 90 minutes. I think Goodwill was like just under 2 hours, and what's it called? A Beautiful Mind was over 2 hours long. So it was a longer movie for sure. It was all right. It was definitely the worst out of the 3 that I watched last week. It's about a man who gets schizophrenia, develops it during grad school, and has to cope with that in like a... It's a very... I don't know how to explain it. He gets schizophrenia, and it just kind of shows how it affects his job and his day-to-day life and his family and all that. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. But it was not paced very well. It's based on a true story, so I want to make sure I'm careful with my wording, because I don't want to make it seem like it's an unrealistic movie by any means. It might be, but it just... I don't know. The first hour of the movie, there's a lot of filler that doesn't need to be there, and the fact that it is there slows the movie down a lot to the point where you're kind of wondering for a long period of time, what are we even watching? Like, what's the point of this movie? If you don't go in with the premise that he has schizophrenia, which Desi didn't, she didn't know anything about the movie, you're kind of just sat there like, there's not much of a semblance of plot. Hollowed Ori, thank you for the raid, my man. 44. How was your... It's been a while. How have you been? How was your stream? It's been a really long time. You doing some Isaac today? I was like, I know that name from somewhere. We're just talking about a movie I watched recently that I was like pretty half and half on. It's called A Beautiful Mind. It's about a guy who gets schizophrenia. Everybody's watched parts of it in their like high school psychology class, but most people don't end up watching the full thing, and it was hit or miss. It was hit or miss. I'm gonna roll actually. Oh, nice. I'm gonna be running Dead God % soon once I move into my new place, because I think that category sounds pretty funny. It's like a 56-hour world record, but I think I can beat it with a couple of strategies I've been developing. What's up? Hello, everybody from the raid. Hello. I'm bad at names as well, so I apologize for that. We're just going to buy a bunch of stuff, but not HP. I need to get my Whore of Babylon back. Judgment. What is this? Okay, that's fine. Could do that fairly fast. I don't know. It's funny because in that category, they had only just discovered the mom cutscene skip, which I had done in the 30-character run. And from what I can understand, nobody in the unrestricted Dead God percent has done my victory lap reset thing. So I think I could make some pretty consistent resets with seeding my run and then doing a lap reset. Because I don't think anybody knows that exists besides people who watched the 30-character run video like 2 years ago. So I'm gonna have to give that category a shot and see if I can snag a 55-hour world record. But I guess we'll see. I'm gonna pop this here. Did I lose my strength card? It's somewhere in the shop, I think. It's maybe it's not. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, I mean, I ran this game a while ago, and I did an official run of the basement, or 100 basements run, and it's a lot of fun. It's just Isaac is a very reset-heavy game. If I can get rid of the resetting, I'd run this so much more, and the lap resets are going to get rid of that resetting pretty hard. It's an acquired taste for games like this, for sure. I could never run a game like Minecraft, which is like half resetting, half playing the game, and then getting killed by the piglin brute, but I think as I'm okay at Isaac, I could stand the somewhat BS RNG. What is this? Okay, I wanted a health down there. I already know what the health down pill is, I think, actually. I think I already know what it is. I shouldn't just pop random. All our pills have been bad, so I don't trust anything else that Mom's bottle can give us. You just catch the hot bomb? I don't know what happened there. One of the bombs just went away without exploding. New Little Horn tech in an old version of Isaac. Run it back. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. We have so much HP. It doesn't matter at all. I just wish our Explosivo would pop more. Okay, thank you. Oh my god, you're right there. Alright. Well, at this rate, we're going to lose our red heart pretty fast and be back down to Horror Babylon, so there's always some kind of silver lining there, right? Mario Odyssey is a fun game to watch. I also tried to pick it up when it first came out, but I couldn't. I just never really dedicated time to it, I guess. It's a very fun movement game, and it looks flashy. And I like looking flashy. I don't think Charge Baby is worth it with our current active item. We also need to give money to the machine still. Oh, yeah, you are... I was like, what boss is this again? That's Krampus? Staple in the franchise? I don't know how I forgot about you. Please. Yes, alright. We're in a better place now. I was gonna say, don't telepills me, please. I would feel so dumb. I'm gonna go deeper. Messed that up. Okay. It's an okay item in this version of the game. We'll do that, we'll do that, we'll take this back, and now we're back in Horror of Babylon, and we have the Pact, which is pretty huge. We can actually buy 1 HP up here, and then we're good to keep moving on down. Circling back around for a final time, I think the movie was alright. It was just paced weirdly. A lot of the scenes felt like they just didn't need to be there, and it went on for... The beginning went on for a bit too long. I think it's still worth your time to see it. It just... it could have been made in a more cohesive manner, I guess. If that doesn't sound too pretentious. I think they could have made it stick a bit more by focusing on the family. Because, like, by the time you're supposed to have, like, an emotional connection to the guy's wife and how it's affecting her, you've only spent about, like, 5 on-screen minutes with the wife. So you don't really know her that well. It's a shitty situation dealing with all of that, but you don't really have a sense of scale for what they were like when it was more normal in the relationship. You only get to see the bad stuff. So there's no comparison for just how dreadful dealing with schizophrenia could really be from a wife or a spouse's perspective. I think that could have been a bit more hammered in, because they spend a lot of time at the dude's job and with the dude's friend group. But only one of the friends ever comes back in the movie, and he wasn't even really a friend. He was kind of like a bully that appeared in 2 scenes before. So they've focus on the wrong things, I think, to make the story feel a bit impactful. But there's a lot of very emotionally dreadful moments. A lot of times you're watching it and you're thinking, holy shit, that is so sad. Like, you feel a lot of real life. I'm walking into enemies left and right. I'm excited made this absolute hell. It lasts for the entire room, so that was cool. But you feel a lot of dread. Watching it all go down. Yeah, I'm excited popped for the entire room. I'm gonna go for Soul Hearts. Or not. I'll do one more roll. Alright. This is a Soul Heart, but it's not worth... I have to give money to... we're gonna be fine. We're not gonna die to Ultra unless, like, I'm excited pops for whatever reason in that fight. I think we'll be okay. Give 3 pins. We're gonna be not struggling, hopefully, against... Okay, why did you walk into the card? You don't need the card right now. Okay. I don't remember if Little Horn does the hands in this version, or if he's just an insta-kill and that's it. I feel like he's just an insta-kill in Afterbirth Plus. I can't remember. Either way, man is going down. Holy shit. I hate you. Bye-bye. What was this? Health up? I don't want it. I don't want it. Yes. It wasn't the stain. Can you believe it? What are the odds of the Devil Deal fight not being the stain for the upteenth time in a row? Oh my god. I had no idea you were right there. I think we're still going to be fine on the final fight. If we can get, like, the mark here, or Abaddon would be huge. What else could give us a lot of HP? These chests can give us HP. They did not. There's another one of these. I'm not popping that pill. I won't do it. It is right here. Alright, you know what? That could be Cricket's head, so humor me. What do we got in the shop? No bomb. I'll bite. Oh my god. I hate this game, dude. Please. I need money. I need money to give to the machine. I can't be spending it all like this. Thank you for the follow, everybody. I've been missing a bunch, I'm sure of it. El Punishiro. Thank you. Alright. 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 Best streamer. Okay. I do fit all 3 quotas. Look at that. Yeah, we finally get PhD at the very end of it. We could have gotten I'm Drowsy pill, I guess, by buying PhD, but it would have, I don't think made much of a difference over having, like, a strength card for having 12 damage. Bad dodge. Terrible dodge. Any coins dropped? No. I haven't fought a darkness curse greed, I think, like, ever. This feels really weird. I'm just gonna play well. I only have a little bit of HP. I guess the strength card gives us a bit extra to work with, but I'd be surprised if this fight ever came down to, like, a final 2-heart situation. I just don't want to be at the point where I eat my words and end up dying to what is a pretty simple boss. Please. Explosivo's putting in the work. It hasn't done a ton because you don't fight many... You don't get many situations. Okay, yeah, dude, thanks for that. That's really cool of you. I don't see it doing a lot of damage in many situations. Here, we gotta get rid of these, because Explosivo will, I think, hurt us, so the less enemies we have with piercing shots with Explosivo, the better, most likely. I think we'll be fine. We can always just hide and have Dead Bird chip away at his HP, but that's kind of like coward movement. I'd rather not do that. Just your spin hitbox is so hard to predict. You go crazy. Do your thing. Eyeball. Nope. And you are a goner. We win. Blackheart Bomb. It was tactical. Trust me. It was tactical. Black Feather. This is our like 4th time doing this achievement. So we got a good amount of money in here. We are definitely not going to be unlocking greed before we lose in this version of the game. But it's the thought that counts, I think.